this right now just because we talked about the temperature tour. Nothing's really changed.
Nope.
Except for the wood chips, and we'll be talking that really soon. You'll see a better shots of it very soon.
Yeah, we'll have better shots. There's one little thing that's changed. We got a lot of cucumber blossoms going on. So that's pretty cool. But nothing else much on this side.
Yep, nothing else.
So let's go this way.
We shall go to the asparagus.
What did we do here?
We have put up a trellis here. It's not the prettiest thing, but it'll work. We got to use it for the tomatoes just because the tomatoes need something to climb up on.
Yep. How many tomatoes we got in here?
Wasn't it like 6-ish? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
So we have 6 tomatoes in there, so this should offer some support. It's not the best, but it'll work. What did we do over here?
Oh, so all the peas that were back here are completely gone, unfortunately. We did put some more tomatoes in. These should be able to grow up more, but it is a little shady over here, so they might be a little bit slower than the other ones.
I think they're doing pretty good. Look
They
at
are
that
pretty
one.
big. Like, this one's huge.
And actually, these are probably doing, I would say, quite better than like some of the other ones that I have, because I planted them all almost on at the same time. But these are cherry and pear tomatoes, so they're gonna grow pretty prolific in itself, and we're looking forward to that.
If you look at the sunflowers, a lot of our sunflowers are beginning to blossom. So
or
that's
not.
gonna be really cool.
Yeah, get the blossom heads in there.
And then this weird thing, and it was this one this morning. We have another funky one later in the garden. We'll show off that one too.
Yep.
But that's just wee.
Sunflowers find a way.
Yeah.
Plants find a way, you know, through the
They
most.
try to grow up to the sun.
Yeah.
As fast as possible, even if that means they have to shift away and back up.
In my next life, I want to be a seed. That's what I always say, because they always know how to find the light. Okay, nothing much here.
We do have some peas still here. They're still blossoming, so we're gonna let them live for a little while longer.
Yeah, the tomatoes are doing well in this.
They're a little bit smaller, but they work well.
Yeah. I would say, let me see. Oh, so the beans are struggling to become beautiful. So you can see these leaves. We have a lot of pests in the yard that are going on. You can see, because sometimes we show too much close up. So I'm gonna just pan around. You can see the yard. This is a breeding ground for grasshoppers and a whole bunch of other things. And right now,
Speak of the devil.
speak of the devil. Yeah, there's the grasshopper. Look at that right there, munching on leaves like crazy. See that?
See if I can grab
At the Rollins. Yes, I was like, he's the bug boy. But you know, when you have a garden and you have a garden this size, and if you're bug squeamish, the bug squeamishness goes away pretty quickly.
so high.
He jumped so high.
He's like on the floor and he just jumped this entire thing.
Last season, I would have Roland come get the bugs off the plants, because I was like, I don't want to squish bugs. I've been gardening for a while. This extensive, not so much. But in the past, I would say I used horrible pesticide type things for the garden, which you know, as we're learning more and more, is terribly bad for you, no matter how safe they say it is. It's just not good. And so over the years, like, I've gone more to natural solutions, and especially this year, I'm like making it a concerted effort to not do any type of pesticide at all. We have neem oil.
These are the main ones we're being attacked by. That green one I've never actually seen before in the garden, but I have seen it in other people's gardens. Like yesterday we went over to a friend's and I saw it. But this right here is,
Hopefully not in your tea.
no. But these guys are like the main antagonist,
Yep.
yeah, antagonists. Made sure it was the right one.
In the garden at the moment. Well, and then we just found and realized, well, discovered, I guess, a new antagonist of the garden, haven't we? But we're going to talk about that on Bad
We'll
Bugs.
be uploading a video of it.
Yeah, totally bad bug, good bug type related. We want to get that loaded soon because we know a lot of you are dealing with these pests.
We wanted to show off
Pretty butterfly.
Butterfly that we had here, but it kind of flew away.
I'm going to insert picture
Yeah.
now. Okay, we're back. So there was a picture of the butterfly, hopefully, that you got to see.
Oh, look. No tomatoes.
Oh yeah, so I did a demonstration on like the New Mexico Gardeners or the Albuquerque, Albuquerque Grow Food page. I can't think. Oh no, the pointer.
My pointer.
I just stepped backwards, darn it.
It's fine. It still works.
So I did a demonstration on tomatoes and pollinating tomatoes with a toothbrush. There are videos on YouTube. I did not like coin this. This is not my doing. But there are videos that show you using an electric toothbrush to pollinate these tomatoes.
That's how we have such earlier tomatoes.
And this is what is the result of doing that. Look at this little, I don't know if you can see that baby tomato.
Maybe the size of a nickel or so. And that one's kind of tiny.
Just the other day, these were flowers, okay? When I was pollinating with the toothbrush on my demonstration. Just the other day, those were flowers. And now there's 2 little tomatoes. I have some flowers that are going to open up here. These flowers, I'm going to bring the toothbrush back by and pollinate those. You get a good yield when you use this toothbrush. It works. I'm going to continue using it. I don't care what anybody says. So, if it works, you use it, right? What's happening with our kale?
Oh, the kale. These right here, the things that look like little green beans, are actually the seeds. And if you've been watching our other videos, you would know that there are tons more on this one. This is one of our bigger ones. Mm-hmm. But they actually dried out, and the seeds are ready to start coming out.
Yep.
Which means we're going to have a lot of seeds for next year.
Lanacote kale. I am anxious to take these babies out because, look, we have beautiful kale already coming in back here. This is going to provide more seeds so we can have more kale come fall growing out. But I have already harvested a few branches. You can see the clips back there. And I'm just taking the stem and I'm going to go through them and pluck out all these.
Talk about the corn.
Oh, look at the corn back there. Ain't that beautiful? Oh, and wood chips. So
we might want to show off the wood chips over there. We'll have a better view.
Yeah, we'll show you the wood chips.
You can see the wood chips, but we're kind of in a weird position here.
Yeah, you can see where I've added a whole bunch of them.
Strawberry.
One of our remaining strawberries. Look how pretty that red color is. Isn't that gorgeous? Roland's like, let me have it.
Strawberry.
He can have it. Eat that strawberry, Roland. Eat that strawberry.
All right.
Okay. He got the last strawberry of the spring season.
Ooh.
Bitter?
A little bit.
Tart. Some of them are tart, funny enough. I'm not sure what needs to be the difference on this. We got ladybugs still going on. I have a lot of lettuce. We got to have some salad going on here because we have lots of lettuce and Swiss chard growing. And I haven't utilized it this past 2 weeks because we've been having some really hot days. And in those hot days, the lettuce has been wilting by the end of the day. And I don't like to pick it until I'm ready to use it, which is also why these wood chips are all down, to keep this ground cooler so that these things don't wilt. Look it over here. Oh, and look, summer squash is doing really well.
Oh, should I pull these?
Oh, yeah, that's a good one. So we're going to pull that for our tea garden. He's snapping it off real quick.
Yeah, it's all hot. There we go.
Okay. So check this out. First year growing, right? Kajari melons. Look at those beautiful blossoms. We got some good blossoms coming in here. This is exciting. I am going to start clipping these to this trellis because I want to encourage them to grow upward. And they are getting little tendrils. You can see those little hair-like tendrils. So I'm going to encourage them to come up this trellis. I might have to still thin them a little bit more. That makes me sad. It does. It really does. Let's see what's going on with these apples. Roland's here to move us along.
Sorry.
I can't see them.
Are you able to see them?
I don't know.
Well, there are some apples right on our tree. They've grown a little bit,
Look at that.
but we don't have a whole lot of apples growing. But so we got this little clump right here. We're kind of excited.
We actually have a lot.
Do you?
We do. So if you look in this back corner over here, there's tons of apples back there. And if you go back there and look up, there's tons of apples on the back side too. So we're going to have a decent apple season.
Not one of our best.
Not one of our best.
It works.
It works. Our tomatoes, look at this. This is lovely. I pruned some stuff out of here that needed to go. We are excited because we have what?
Oh yeah, we have the stevia right here.
Look at that.
And it's kind of more of a rare plant. Not many people use it. But if you bite into these leaves, it's like taking a spoonful of sugar and putting it into your mouth.
And we are going to be utilizing it in what?
In tea.
In tea.
We were looking for it, but they were all out.
And I had it planted last year. I heard that it came back, but I had yet to see any stevia coming up.
And technically, it came back in threes.
It came back
one
in
there, one here, and one there.
4.
4?
Yeah.
Where's the fourth?
There's 4.
Oh, I see it.
Yeah, 4 stems. So there are 4 stems of stevia right there.
That'll be pretty cool for our tea. They grow like about this high.
No, it got taller than that last year.
They
I'm
got
pretty
pretty
sure.
tall, but it got kind of overshaded by the sunflower.
Yeah. I'm going to pause this real quick because I want to make sure our other video is saved. We got cut out for a second. So, we are back. Oh, the beans, right? Check these out. Okay, so reading, this is what happens. You go on Facebook, you go to your gardening group pages, and then somebody says, oh, I just plant pinto beans that I got from the grocery store. And you're like, duh, of course, right? So you have that moment, and then this is what the result is. I planted a tray of, I think, 12 pinto bean seeds. They all grew, I think. And they're growing really well in the yard. Now, pinto beans, yes, you want the dry bean at the end of the season. But what happens is while they're growing, they put out, these little green beans before they're dry. They're green. You can use those as green beans. I didn't know that. I read about it. So I'm really excited about it. And we have a lot of them. So we have these 3 plants in here. And then we have the green beans that are back there, or the beans back there. Now I did plant some mammoth green beans on the other side, and I did put some more squash on the other side because after pulling some brassicas out and replanting them, because they don't belong near tomatoes, I went ahead and put some more plants in there to utilize that grow space. Oh, see this on the leaf? We're going to talk more about that on a separate video. But that is bone meal, or blood meal, sorry. And
It's a shame it's not Minecraft bone meal.
I know, it's a shame it's not bone meal, but it is blood meal. And the topic of conversation of that video is definitely going to be about how are you taking care of your plants, It's a pretty important thing. You can see we do a lot to this garden. It does not just grow by itself, though it seems like it does.
No, we spent a lot of time out here.
Yep,
This is a lot of high maintenance stuff.
It's high maintenance, especially with how much stuff I have in the garden. Watch those tomatoes. So we have these tomatoes that are doing well. Look at this. We put wood chips here to help with moisture control. I don't know if I ever do this. Oh, look at this pretty crane fly. Isn't it great?
They're terrifying.
They're terrifying. It looks like a giant horrid mosquito. It's not. Iridescent fly. I'm wondering if that's our culprit. For our new pest that we're dealing with. Sorry, crane fly. I'm reaching over. So I moved one of the tomatoes that wasn't getting a lot of light. It's in the far corner. I don't know if my finger can fit into this video. Very back corner over there.
Pointer.
Yeah, the pointer. I can't read. I'm holding coffee. Gotta have the coffee. That far corner, small tomato. Don't step on the ones below you.
That one.
That very small, tomato there. I moved it into the sun, and it's already doing like 10 times better. It was put too far the other way. I have these tomatoes. Look at how well that tomato.
Those green ones.
The green grasshopper. These tomatoes are doing really well, but I do need support for them. And here's one of those darn green grasshoppers.
Right there.
Look at these little flower heads for the sunflowers. I'm so excited for these to start blooming. Also, look at this.
I caught it.
Hibiscus coming in there right next to it. Oh, you know what I have not talked about? What? The disappointment.
Oh.
You want to tell them about the disappointment?
Right. So we had some we should have had ground cherries. We ordered the ground cherries from online.
Yeah, my gardener.
Brian was all excited about these things. and they turned out that they weren't ground cherries.
Yep.
And at first we thought they were nightshades,
Yep.
which are super poisonous and you're not supposed to have in your garden, especially if you have dogs.
Belladonna, and unless you're a witch.
Whichever comes first.
It's a hallucinogenic and toxic. So,
Yes, so
belladonna, not a good thing. I'm going to show you these because these are definitely not ground cherries. So let's zoom in through here. Where are they? Look at those little berries. So what we have are, do you remember
On what?
on these?
For ground cherries?
Yeah, these little nightshades. What are they?
They were a berry. They were
They are a berry.
like a jam berry. Something berry.
Huckleberries.
Yeah.
Now, the vote is out because I did get a mixed review, or not review, but I guess a mixed consensus of what they could possibly be. And somebody said they're also black tomatoes. Now, I don't know that that's true. The leaves kind of match more of a garden huckleberry. So, and there is a difference between wild huckleberry and garden huckleberry. But yeah, so apparently, yeah, we have a mysterious plant. I'm still wondering about this one in the back because the leaves are darker. Oh, that is bok choy and the seed.
Seed? Should I take it off? It's all dry.
Is it dry?
Yeah.
Yeah. We have to make sure we label it in a Ziploc. I've been waiting for that one to dry. Ah, what'd you do?
It just fell open.
Yeah, they are. So these pop open really easy. Where'd the seeds go?
There are no seeds.
There are no seeds. No bok choy seeds. That's disappointing. Maybe they fell in there.
There's more. So.
Yeah, leave those for right now. I'll just prune them the way I prune those other ones.
Okay. I don't know if you want to show off the cricket.
So look at this green. Oops. That was a big zoom in. Sorry, guys.
What?
Oh, look. More pest. So, yeah, this is the green grasshopper, and they are cutting holes and everything. We have that
We
diamond.
haven't really seen these ones a whole lot. They've mainly just been the little gray ones.
I've seen some of them. I've seen some really big ones, though.
This is my second time seeing them because we saw one just a little earlier
That
today.
one that you saw earlier was green
Yeah.
and red.
I didn't see the red. I just saw the green.
Okay, I'm going to show you this real quick because this is what I was doing this morning. These sunflowers got a big pruning because we have a pest. So, I'm just going to say real quick, stay tuned for that other good bug, bad bug video. And I'm going to go over this because this looks like your plant is burning, right? That is not the case. This is not what this is. I have bigger examples, and it does look like a leaf is burning in the sun.
Some lower ones like.
Oh, I didn't even see that one. So see that? It looks like sun damage, right? It's not. It's totally not.
Especially because if you notice, it was connected to right here. There's no sun there.
Yeah, it's
This
shade.
is actually a decently shaded spot.
Yeah, so we'll go over that on the bad bugs, good bugs. We've been recording little short segments here and there, and we will discuss what those are. Look at these dogs. Dedication, right? They are our hunters, though. They're fearless hunters. They are out here. Oh, Corsair, and she leaves gifts everywhere, I swear. Yeah, probably before I get there, because, geez. So you have dogs, you have gardens, you can have soil, for them to poop on, right? Anywhere that they can poop. Don't take so much wood chip. So, you have all this ground, soil, right? You have an area back there that they can poop on. And what do?
They do it? Of course not.
They poop on the wood chips. That is what they do. They poop on your wood chips that you put down to keep the plants safe. Yeah, that's dogs for you.
It is obnoxious as they possibly can.
Yep. In fact, this whole perimeter here has been an eyesore in our beautiful tea garden because of the dogs. So you notice I have a tomato cage that's upside down. Just to keep the dog from going back there in that corner. All these wood sticks, these sticks are there to keep the dog from going in this corner. So I do all this, right? And what do? They jump through over here. They jump in this corner.
And we had rope there, so we had to put that trellis there.
I have rope
underneath.
there.
Oh.
Yeah, the rope is there, not for my protection. It is to keep the dogs out. Which, incidentally, apparently the rope is there to also kill me because I tripped over it yesterday and fell on the ground. The fun times of gardening. See, these are the true stories of gardening.
The pumpkins.
we got to talk about the pumpkins. But yeah, so this is the true story of gardening. Our fennel and dill would be doing really well right now, but for the dogs that keep trampling all over it.
They're a little stunted.
Yeah, so if you can see back in there, the dill, the fennel. I'm going to tilt the camera a little bit. I have kale back there. The squirrel likes the kale, by the way. Oh, and these are the beans.
Wait.
The pinto beans. So look how well these pinto beans are doing back in this corner. They like it. I'm happy. I'm probably going to maim myself every time I go back to pick pinto beans.
I'll just pick them.
So let's start with this one, right? Okay, so we're turning around.
Oh gosh. Just smack in the face by that butterfly.
Oh, pretty butterfly. Okay, so we're turning around and we're coming this way. And we have this gorgeous watermelon, or not watermelon, pumpkin.
Pumpkin.
That, yeah, is growing out that we had talked about last time. Oops, sorry.
Great.
Save the coffee!
Sorry.
So we talked about this pumpkin the other day, last video,
It
right?
looks like it's getting ready to sprout another leaf right there. And then this leaf has already came out a little bit. At first it was just these two leaves. But now it's actually starting to get its pumpkin leaves.
Mm-hmm. Which is really cool.
Hopefully it doesn't choke out this honeysuckle.
The Agastache.
Oh, my bad.
Yep. This one's, the Agastache is a tea, hyssop. And it is licorice flavored. So
That's one of the main things we're going to be using for tea.
yeah, look at that poor little tomato. I think it'll be all right.
Once these wood chips start to decompose,
Yeah,
I guess we can talk about the wood chips now.
we can talk about the wood chips now.
All right. Do you want to or should I?
So, mulch is your best friend in the garden, especially in New Mexico. Why? Because of that bloody sun up there, okay? And the fact that we don't have a lot of moisture in New Mexico. We have been getting rain, don't get me wrong. We did get some rain, some good pouring rain. It is not enough for the New Mexico soil. So what do you have to do? You have to put compost, or not compost, sorry. You have to put mulch. You can put grass clippings.
Well, almost all the soil in this garden is manufactured.
Yeah.
From us. We've either bought it or it was wood chip.
Yeah, we put wood chips, we put bunny poo, we put Kellogg's Organics,
And that's why we have that.
and that's why we have the compost bin.
That'll really take a bill down from
Yep.
us having to buy all that soil.
We put compost, we put mushroom compost. We've talked about the mushroom compost. Don't get me started.
Oh gosh, this entire area is mushroom compost.
Yeah, don't even get me started on that stupid mushroom compost. So, get a compost bin. You know, have a compost bin. You can have a wood box type bin that you spin.
Yeah, for a couple of years, we just had that wood box, and we had it sitting there for a while. The thing about having a wood box, though, is
Bugs.
Yeah, we had some really big grubs, and we don't mean just like one here or there. We mean hundreds.
Yep.
And I don't know about you guys, but grubs can be like an inch big and like half an inch in diameter.
Yep.
Which, I mean, Brianna hates them. She won't even touch them.
I won't touch
I
grass.
don't mind touching them because I can feed them to the chickens.
I've been squashing green little caterpillar moths. I'm really with my fingers, which is gross. But
These things are like 20 times the size and probably twice as dangerous.
they're gross. I
They
hate them.
can completely destroy plants in an easy amount of time. Luckily, they were just helping with the compost.
Yeah, I see posts all the time, like debating on whether they're good or bad bugs. They're bad bugs, in my opinion. I don't know. They're supposed
They
to.
eat the roots.
They eat the roots. So I'd rather not have them. I mean,
they're like roly-polies or pill bugs, if you guys call them.
Yeah.
That's what you guys call them.
But
they will attack your roots
they
of
will
your
attack
plants.
your roots if you don't have any other things for them to eat. So fortunately, we had that for them to eat. But we don't have those anymore, so we have to be a lot more careful from where if we see any, we can't just like let them live. They have to die immediately.
Yep, just like the white moths.
Just like you.
Like the white moths that are everywhere. Oh my god, I hate them. At our friends yesterday, we were talking about those white moths, and he was saying he had holes in his kale, and I said, "Guarantee you, I'll go find you some green caterpillars."
I'm like 4 in a matter of seconds.
I was like, "This is why. I'll tell you. I'll show you that." And those grasshoppers, they're pesky. Let's see. Oh, okay. So we had this pumpkin. We had this seed planted since what? March?
Yeah, we had this planted for a while.
Yeah, and they didn't grow. They didn't grow.
We thought it was just because what ended up happening this entire area is on top of this mushroom compost and underneath, wasn't it like chicken?
It was, I don't know, it was some kind
It
of
was a
compost that
really
was hot.
compost. like burn the roots compost.
Yep, because we put some zucchini in it and it burned it. Yep.
And it just completely destroyed it.
And so,
But fortunately,
white moths.
fortunately, it looks like this one actually made it, and there's another one over there that we'll show off in a second. But it looks like it's doing fairly well. We had some last year.
I think we've cooled down that other by adding the mushroom compost, maybe. Look at that. Look. It's looking to lay eggs. I hate those things. But, okay, so the other day, what was it, last week? It was probably last week, after we did our garden tour. And I said, so, Roland, you thought this was a big pumpkin.
Yeah. This one looks fairly big, but you guys will have to come see the one over here.
That we didn't even know existed.
And it had to have been here for quite a while.
Yep.
And it's in such a weird spot.
Doo.
Right here.
Look at that.
Sorry for the blood meal.
Yeah, I still got blood meal. I got to come back and water this down again some more. But
you'll notice this one has both its leaves doing just perfectly fine.
Yep.
Plus a pumpkin leaf, 2 pumpkin leaves, and then another pair of leaves coming in right now.
Yep.
So this one is doing perfectly. There's not even, it doesn't even look like there's any bug damage on it.
I know. And the only thing that is our little concern on this, okay? Now, this is either pumpkin or
Cantaloupe or honeydew. Which one?
honeydew or zucchini, because I can't remember if I put any seed.
You didn't put any zucchini seed. I don't think you did.
Okay. Alice, out of the bed. Look, see, this is the rope. This is the reason.
Alice,
Look at
get out.
that. Get out now. Look at her, leaping gazelle. Oh, these dogs. They're going to be the death of me, I swear.
Some electric fences.
Zap. Something, I don't know. Like something that sends off a high frequency when they hop in there. Something. So now I have to, go inspect what damage she did. How fantastic. So rounding up about the tea. Oh, wait. Huh? Oh, so we have this bird seed. Let me tell you, this bird's feeder here has actually made the birds very tame.
Did we get a video of it?
We got a video last time of the bird, like it was right there.
Show that off in a little bit.
Yesterday, I was standing a head space away from this feeder like this, and one of the finches just came and landed, and it was right in front of my face, and I was like, wow, okay. How perfect. Oh,
It doesn't look like there's much damage.
okay, she didn't squish anything.
No.
Crazy dog. So, we have these, look at this, new edition lights. Oh, and I don't know, the lighting's kind of weird right here. I have added more to this mural. I do need to get my butt out here and complete this. It's just been hot and I've been hurting.
Dying.
Yeah, so things have taken a little back burner on this, but it will get done. As you can see, I've done quite a bit. Once I get moving on it, I get moving pretty quick and I get a lot done in one fell swoop. So I'm looking forward to completing that. We saw baby verbenias yesterday, lemon verbenias, huh?
Yeah.
I was surprised how small they were because we have this.
Should I take that trap out?
Oh, probably, but.
There's nothing on it, is the reason.
Oh, yeah, you have to unset it though. Sorry, in the middle of the tour, we're unsetting mice traps. So we've had a lot of issues with mice traps. Or mice. Yeah,
It flew away.
I know. We'll get it in a minute. Okay,
Just that way the dogs know I'm good at it.
look at this echinacea down here. Isn't that great? It is growing, and I can't wait for it to flower. The tomatoes in between are doing somewhat good.
It's a little hot over here, but that's why we have this shade cloth.
Yeah, we did put a shade cloth up on top. There's a hole, but it's all right.
It works best usually for noon.
Yeah, once these vines get growing, it'll be a lot better. We have some sun tea going
Yeah.
over there. You see
Like
that?
up next to it.
Yeah. So we have a lot of different things. We did get 9 sacks of wood chips that we've been laying out, and this is the next spot that's going to get a dose of wood chips. One thing that we haven't had happening right yet is our grass growing in. That's a little disappointing. We had a lot of grass last season. So today,
I think it's because this entire area, it doesn't really look like it, but it's all mushroom compost.
yeah,
So a lot of it we had to take a shovel and just dig everything out so that way we could get some mushroom compost in.
mm-hmm.
And I mean, it looked cool at first, but now it still just looks like sand.
Yeah. Look at her. This is why we have ropes.
What are you looking for, Rinky?
This is why we have barricades.
Come here, Rinky.
Look at her. She's hunting. So,
What are you hunting?
one of the things that helped last year bring the grass out, because we have little patches of grass. We have Bermuda grass. It's a New Mexico thing. You put the right combination of things down for it, it will spread like wildfire. It'll even spread where you don't want it to spread. Unfortunately, it'll grow in houses. It'll take over. But
Fortunately, that hasn't happened for us.
yep, one of the rules of Bermuda grass is don't water the grass, but water next to it where it's bald. That's one rule. And I admittedly always forget to water the ground. Okay. So it gets pretty.
Well, I mean, we did use a sprinkler, and you'll notice there's some small little patches just popping up.
Yeah, there's some patches that are going, but one of the things that I did last season was I took all the bunny poo and I raked it out into the yard, and that's what I'm going to be doing here later on today. So, you know, you have a small garden, okay?
Small yard, big garden.
Small yard, big garden, right? This is a big garden for the small yard. And for the past 2 days, where have I been?
In the garden.
In the garden. It's a lot of work. I've been, or if I'm not in the garden, doing something for the garden, like getting wood chips, or
Ordering that
diatomaceous earth, or we went to Tractor Supply to see.
Yesterday we went to go get. Yesterday was almost completely garden. We woke up pretty early. Well, 8ish, 9ish, not terribly early.
Yeah.
But we didn't get home till around 2:00.
Yep. We went
We were
to.
just doing stuff all day. Well, I mean, it wasn't all boring. Like, this is a lot of fun. We got to talk to one of our friends and get all this
Wood chip.
stuff, which was really exciting.
Yep. And it's going to add to the moisture of this ground for sure. Like, it'll aid with this hot sun in New Mexico. But, you know, and it's a labor of love. When you have a garden, if you have a first time growing garden luck, that is fantastic. But I guarantee you, the next season, you are going to have to do some work if you want that same luck. When you put soil, like I have in those grow bags, okay, if you put soil in those grow bags, next season, you cannot plant in that soil without doing something to it, because all the nutrients are sucked out of that soil, okay? You cannot just grow in it again next year. Even now, I have to walk around with fish emulsion. I did the blood meal today.
Because its roots can't really go anywhere except for that bag.
Yep,
So it's taking nutrients all from that bag, and there's nothing really left in it.
yep.
So
And-
unless you add more to it or get new soil.
Yeah, so that's the thing. You know, this soil here, we have the mushroom compost. Hopefully, it'll eventually break down and add to the benefits of this soil. But I have to come around and do fish emulsion. I have to come around and do bunny poop. I put bunny poop all over. I did that. What was it? Monday, huh? I was out here spreading bunny poop everywhere. So it takes work when you want a garden this size. It takes a lot of work. Sometimes it's best to just, you know, if you don't have the patience for all the work, you just do a small little garden bed.
Plus, it's okay to make mistakes.
It's okay to make mistakes. You learn
You
things.
could watch every video on YouTube and you would still make mistakes.
Like that little pest that we learned about today.
Yeah, those little things. We've had a garden for what, 3 years? 3 or 4?
Yeah, but I've always
We've
done
always had,
gardening.
like, small gardens, but this is like one of our biggest gardens.
Yeah. I always thought a burnt leaf was a burnt leaf. I didn't know.
We just learned about those today.
Yep. So I still got to figure out what the pest is. I'm not going to say. Well, I'll put it on that video if I can find it. I haven't for sure found a conclusive answer. But look into when you have a problem with your garden. Don't just dismiss it as a burnt leaf. If you're out in the hot sun, don't say, oh my God, I got curly leaf on my plants. If you have a hot sun above you, your leaves are curling, there's a reason. It's hot. So it's not necessarily curly leaf. Don't dismantle a whole plant because you think it's curly leaf when the sun is beating down. We're about to hit 100 degrees, aren't
Yeah,
we?
that's hot. Like right now, it's pretty dang hot. Like maybe 80 degrees.
No, it's going to get to 90 something today, 99 or something.
Well, I mean, like right now, it's like 80. I mean, it's almost noon though.
Yeah, it's almost
Like
noon.
the sun is just barely above us. If you guys really paid attention, you'd probably see this shadow moving because the sun's about to be right above us.
Yeah. So we're about midday. It's hot out here. My feet are burning. Imagine what it's doing to those plants. This is why compost, mulch, amending your bed with something that'll keep the roots cool is very important, especially in New Mexico. Cool them down. Straw, People say use straw, but there's chemicals in straw, so you could do more harm than good with straw, unless you know the source you're getting your straw from. Grass clippings are great. Dried leaves, great. Wood chipper. I invested $150 on a wood chipper last
It
year.
wasn't crazy expensive, but it's got a decent kick to its price.
Anytime I prune, I just put the wood chips back into the garden, and I let it do its work. It decomposes. It gives the the roly-polies something to
Yes.
eat instead of your plants. Does it produce more bugs? Probably, but that's why we have neem oil. That's why you have diatomaceous earth. You know, you have to be vigilant in the garden.
Well, I mean, it doesn't just help the bugs; it helps the garden.
Yeah.
Like all that soil that you guys are having trouble with, it's because there's not enough nitrogen.
Yeah, you need
This
nitrogen.
puts nitrogen straight into the soil and just complete. Like, I mean, think about it this way: sailors a long time ago, they used to have to take oranges onto the ships with them, and it's because they'd be getting like scurvy.
Yep.
Well, our soil is basically has scurvy. It doesn't have any calcium or, as you would say, nitrogen.
Yeah, nitrogen, calcium, phosphate, magnesium, all components of things that need to be in your garden.
And that's what the wood chips do. They bring bugs, but that also helps those plants fight them off.
Yeah, it makes your plants healthier. If your plants are healthier, the bugs can't bother them. The bugs are there to clean up the mess of dying plants, honestly. And if your plants are healthy, well, they're not going to really do as much. As you see, I put these wood chips down. You saw bug damage. Obviously, my plants needed help. They needed retaining moisture better.
Say you have a go ahead and continue. I'll continue with my point in a second.
Okay, so you have to give the plants some foundation so that they can grow really strong and so that bugs won't bother them. I mean, my sunflowers look really great, but there's bugs bothering them. Now we're putting in this wood chip. It's going to retain that moisture, and that's perfect.
Oh, sorry. So say you have like a problem with roly-polies and snails. What you want to do is say you have an area that gets a decent amount of moisture, like underneath your hose. It has a small drip, not much to where it drowns things, but where it's just a constant drip. You could put a board or a stone there, and that stone, that'll attract all those roly-polies and snails. And they'll actually coincide with themselves, and they'll leave your plants alone.
Yep.
They won't affect the plants anymore because they have enough food for themselves, and they have enough water, and they have a hiding spot.
Yep.
And they just continue to coincide with themselves.
Yeah.
And they won't affect your plants. You might have a few here or there. That's going to happen because they're not just the same one. But for the most part, maybe 95% of them are going to be there.
Yep. So,
And it takes a huge part off the plants.
and again, add calcium, add eggshells, add coffee grounds, add scraps from the kitchen. You can utilize so many different things. When I pull leaves, I go give them to the chickens. The chickens eat them, and then I use their fertilizer to fertilize my yard in the compost bin.
So full circle.
Full circle. So, yeah, we're going to leave off here. We've talked a lot. We were trying to keep these videos shorter.
How long is this one?
I don't even know.
Probably not as long as the other ones.
This
We
is
skipped past a lot.
27 minutes, and we have 10 minutes on the other part. But look at this pretty girl. Look at her. Is that not a great parting shot? From our garden to yours, may you be blessed with a bountiful harvest. May your... Oh, there was a finch. May your gardens grow lush and green, and may you find the peace in your garden that we find in ours.
See you guys soon.
See you guys soon.